All right, welcome. Let's start seated on our mats. Take a moment just to center yourself, pay attention to the breathing. Take account of the spine and how your back is supporting your spine, supporting your posture. And just take your left hand behind you, kind of open the chest a little bit, take a breath across it. Let's go the other direction. Take the right hand behind you, just open across. Good. That's the head hang heavy, shoulders heavy. Receive a couple breaths here. Just doing this to kind of build that inner awareness, connect to our body. Open the back of your neck. So walk the hands back. Push down. You can push your ankles, knees down, and lift your hips up a little bit. Breathe here. Let's come back down. Walk it back forward. Just do a couple kind of cat-cows. You might need to sit up a little bit. You don't want to hurt your spine. We're just going to move the rib cage back and move the rib cage forward. Just do that about 3 or 4 times. Go ahead and find a prop. You're going to lay down. You're going to put the prop. I'm going to use my block. You're going to put the prop right on the shoulder blades. Spin around so you can see what I'm talking about. You want to put the prop either narrow, but that can be a little intense. So you can also do it flat. And, a blanket is going to be a little bit less than a block, just because the lower it is, the less intrusive on the stretch. So try to find the height that works for you. And if it bothers your head, let's say you're up on a block, you might want to put another block under your head or a blanket under your head so that your throat isn't too open. Good. What you're going to do is you're going to use your feet. Once you're on the prop, you're going to use your feet, kind of push with your feet so it sends the shoulder blade. You want to almost feel like it's gripping the prop, and the prop sends the shoulder blades down your back. Let's just do that for a couple breaths. Breathe into it, and try to feel that opening across your chest. Good. Go ahead, roll to your side, remove that prop, and come onto the back all the way. Bend your knees so your feet are flat on the floor. Go ahead and lift up your left leg into the sky like you're trying to push on the ceiling. Without using your hands, just re-bend the knee and push on towards the ceiling again. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Bend and push. Bend and push. Good. Switch legs. Push the right foot towards the ceiling. 3 more times. You're gonna bend and push. Good. Bring that foot back down. Let's drop our knees over to one side. We'll twist. Drop our knees to the other side. Back to center. You're going to take your hands. You're going to put them on top of, so like your palms are touching the top of your crown, your skull. And if you can, rotate. You can actually put your hands on a little blanket roll here or a bolster. You can put your elbows on a bolster so that you're not hurting your shoulder too much. If you can't interlock your fingers, separate your hands. And now stretch the hands away from your skull. Nice and slow. Relax your shoulders. Find the edge of the pose. Maybe stretch a little further now once you find the edge. So the more narrow and the closer to the floor, the more physically challenging and mobile the pose needs to be. The more your hands are separated and the higher off the ground, the more accessible it is to the shoulder joint. So find a place where your shoulders are not impinged. You can feel though that the muscles are being asked. They're being asked to release, to open, and strengthen. You hold the shape there, paying attention with the mind. Maybe stretch a little bit further, final edge. And let's release the pose down. Very good. Bring up the left knee again. Reach the leg up to the sky and now swing it over to your right. Inhale, lift that leg all the way back up. And then lay it on the floor. And then bring up the right leg up to the sky and then over. Not using the arms, so you have to keep the core a little bit engaged. Let's bring that leg back up. And then lay it down. Good. Bend the knees so the feet are flat on the floor. Inhale, push your hips up into the sky. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, hips up to the sky. Exhale, lower down. Last one, hips up to the sky. And lower down. Bend your knees and float your feet in the air a little bit so that you can almost straight or straightening. So your core has to engage to keep those legs up. Let's breathe here. Try to relax your spine into the mat. You're going to take your legs a little bit over to the right. So your core is engaged the whole time. You're going to come back. You're going to take them a little bit over to the second side, the left. I'm just going to go back and forth 2 more times. Inhale, center. Exhale, over. Feet should stay together the whole time. Knees should stay together the whole time. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale right. Inhale up. Exhale left. Almost through, back to center. Let's lower the legs slowly. Relaxing the spine towards the mat. Slowly letting the whole legs come down and back to the floor. Good. Rest a moment here. Enjoy a deep breath. place your arms down on the mat next to you. Push your elbows down and come up so you're on your elbows. You're looking forward towards the camera. Yeah. And press your palms out. Now push down and start to lift your chest up a little bit here. You can keep your chin tucked today. Chin tucked, but lift your chest. Let's breathe across the chest here for 3, 2, and 1. Round the back and lower back down. Let's try it again. Go ahead, lift yourself up on your elbows. If you can, you're going to switch. So you're actually up on your hands with the arms behind you. You pull your feet in. Reverse table. Push down through your hands and feet. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower down. Cross the ankles and roll forward to your tabletop posture. Inhale, open the front here. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, open the front. Exhale, round the back. We're going to do that same gesture, but this time you'll move the knees with it. Inhale, open the front. And then exhale, pull the left knee in towards your chin. Inhale, open. Exhale, right knee in. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, open. Keep going. Building some warm-up energy. Finding an inner awareness to our body. Inhale. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale, curl. Good. And then let's sit back. What you're going to do is as you sit back, you're going to take your hands wide. We're going to do an active child's today, which means you're going to keep your arms lifted. They're not going to touch the ground, but your palms will touch the ground. And you're going to lower, try to keep your chest off the ground, keep your head off the ground. It's as low as you can get while keeping the arms, chest, and crown lifted. A little bit of toning across the front of the body. Try that same thing, but a little more in tabletop. So bring your hips over your knees. Now be careful your mat doesn't slide, depending on what you're working with. Maybe your hands are as wide as your mat. Maybe you're covering the corners of your mat, maybe a little wider. Mindfully, make sure you're keeping your hips over your knees, and then lower your chest, arms and forehead down without touching the floor. As close as they'll go without touching. Feel that tone, muscle building of the chest and shoulder and arm. Keep holding the pose, but don't stop breathing. Excellent. Let's lower down onto our belly now. Releasing the posture. Extend your right arm straight out, like a wing. And use your left hand to push your chest up. So you're opening the right chest. Good. Let's roll back to center. Put the left arm out. Right hand braces and pushes so that we're twisting and opening the left chest. Back to center. It's a cobra pose, but it's going to be wide today, as wide as the mat edge or even wider. And then press up and squeeze your elbows in, cobra. As you press up, you're going to bring those shoulder blades down, similar to how it felt when you had that prop under you at the beginning of class. Good. Press back towards that child or is that tabletop gesture. It's an active child's pose today. Hold the pose, but breathe. Fire those arm muscles. Good. Excellent. Come back forward. You can walk your hands a little bit over to your right edge so you can put your left foot out wide on a diagonal. And just take a moment to stretch into that hip joint a couple times, pulsing. First major hip opener today. If you can, you put your left hand on that inner knee and just give a little gentle push there. Try to keep the foot fairly flat, but just give a little push to help widen that hip and turn the shoulder. You want to increase the distance with your back knee, you can. Two more deep breaths here. All right, let's go back to tabletop. You're going to kind of walk your hands over to the left side and then step the right foot wide. And just do a couple pulses into that hip, rocking the hips. When you're ready, you're going to put the right hand on the inner knee, give it a push. You try to keep the right foot flat. Lengthen the distance if you'd like. Open the chest. Yep, you got it, Kathy. Just push with the right hand on the knee if you can. Yeah, keep the foot flat. Great, let's go back to tabletop. We'll go to downward dog and step your feet on the edges of the mat. Long breath. Good. Bend the knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Interlock the fingers out in front of you. You can keep your elbows bent so it looks like a hoop. Palms face away. And just nice and slow, see how high those hands will go. Keep the hoop. The hoop. Hook the fingers and try to pull them apart from each other. Well, try to keep them hooked, but try to pull them apart. Good. Breathe here. Let the back of your neck grow long. And then slowly look up. Good. Take the right hand. Go straight out to the right. And put the left foot out. Push down with the right hand. And now roll the left shoulder open. As you roll the left shoulder open, try to turn your right fingers back a little. You're opening the front of that chest as well. Breathe here. Good. Let's come back to neutral. You're going to take the left hand straight off to the left. The right leg out to the right. And on the hip, you're going to open that top shoulder. And you're going to turn the hand down a little bit back so it opens the chest a little more. Breathe here. Good. Back. Excellent. Kneeling pose, you're going to lift your hands up into cactus arms. You're going to pull back with your shoulder blades. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then touch your hands together above your head and slowly slide the hands up an imaginary wall. Doesn't matter how high you go. Just find that edge and then hold it. The muscles release. Keep breathing. So you can extend a little more now through the elbow. Good. Hands back down the mat. Tabletop. Knees close together this time. Inhale. Stretch your chin forward and up. Back the knees up and then exhale. Keep those elbows close to the body. Lower down and push back up. So kneeling push-ups. Inhale. Stretch your chin close to the ceiling. Exhale. Neutralize. Lower down. Elbows in. Push back up. Again. Stretch up. Elbows in. Lower down. Push back up. Last one. Exhale, lower down. Push back up. And let's sit back. A restful child's pose. Well earned. Just rest your body. Continue to breathe long and slow. All right, back to tabletop when you're ready. You're going to send the left leg back, toe touches. And you're going to bend the knee and lift the leg as high as you can. And exhale, pull it under you. Inhale, leg as high as you can. Exhale, under. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Open. Last one, close. And replace. Send the right toe straight back. Bend the knee high into the sky. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Open. close. Open, inhale, and close, and relax it down. Good. You can do a push-up or just lower down, however you'd like, to the bottom, to your belly. And then you're gonna take your left knee wide and forward, like a GI Joe. Take your left hand out on diagonal or straight out like an airplane. Turn your head and look to your right. Push down with your right hand on the floor. Just roll that shoulder up a little bit. To the pose. Now walk your left hand to grow the stretch. Really work the 5 fingertips, the 5 left fingertips, and try to keep every other part of your arm off the ground. So the palm is off the ground, the elbow, the forearm, the shoulder, just those 5 fingertips. And you're reaching them as far as you can. When you find that edge, hold it. Build that shoulder integrity. Just from the fingertip strength. Good, if you can, lift that arm now off the ground completely and come back to neutral. Good job. Go ahead, bring your right knee up, GI Joe. Send your right hand out on diagonal. And you're gonna look over to your left now at your fingers, your left hand. You can push with that left hand to lift the shoulder, rotate a little bit. Okay, now we work the pose. Press through the 5 fingertips so the rest of the palm and arm is off the ground. And then start to walk that arm away. It might not go much further, but those 5 fingertips can now really grip and press into the floor. Hold that feeling. Breathe into it. When you're ready, you can lift the whole arm a couple inches off the ground and replace it back. Back to neutral. Good job. Cobra pose. Inhale up. You can turn the fingers out a little bit. Try to squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other as you pull them down. And then grab the edges of your mat and push back, downward facing dog. When you grab the mat edges, try to feel the heads of the arm bone. That means where the arms meet the shoulders. Try to feel those move into the back body. Go ahead now, walk the feet forward. Forward bend. And inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms wide. Butterfly wings. Each time, think that you're moving a little more into the back plane with the palms, or the back of the hand. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. A snow angel arm. Good. Bend the knees. Place the fingertips on the knees. Chair pose. Pull in your core, but look straight out ahead. Breathing in chair pose. Deep breath. Good, shift to the right foot. Step the left foot back, high lunge pose. Back heel can be lifted today. Send the arms up. Push out through your elbows. Keep breathing. Open up, warrior two. Inhale, lift up the right arm. And then exhale, step back to the chair pose. Fingertips on the knees. You can look straight out ahead, pull in the core. Breathe long, full breath. Lungs are fully open right now. Make good use of it. Make sure we empty the air too. Second side, you're gonna lift the right leg, step it straight back. Heel can be lifted today for a high lunge. Lift up. Long breath. Good, turn the heel out or heel in, warrior two. You turn the toes out. Long breath. Fully open up the lungs, opening up the ribs and chest. Inhale, left arm up. Step back to chair pose with the fingertips on the knees. Inhale, lift up so you can balance. Bring up your left knee. Arms up. Exhale, let's step back. High lunge again. Arms in the sky. Pull your belly muscles in as you lift your arms up. Warrior two. Side angle pose. Keep breathing. Long breaths. Push out through both knees. Take the top arm, swoop it back, and then down and under, and step back to that chair pose. Firm up your core. Look straight out. Keep that strong as you lift up, arms straight. Bring up your right knee. Send it back. Land in high lunge or warrior one. That's fine. Pull the hands to your heart as you do it. Now keep your belly muscles in as you extend out through your elbows, tuning fork arms. Good, warrior two. Keep breathing. Consistent breath, fluid and continuous. Inhale, left arm up. Swoop it over, side angle pose. Continuous breath, consistent fluid motions. Bring that top arm back, then down, and then step forward to that chair pose. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Once you get the hands to the heart, bow halfway. Shift your weight over to your right foot. See if you can send the left toe can touch the floor or it can lift up behind you. High as it'll go. And then drop back into that warrior two again. Fluid motion. Straighten the front leg this time. And let's go into our triangle pose. Fluid motion, continuous breathing. Drop that top arm down. Bend your knees, step forward into that chair pose. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. When the hands get to the heart, you're going to halfway bend. Firming up the core, stabilizing yourself. Shift the weight over to your left foot. This is your second side. And send the leg back. Maybe a warrior three. It's okay to touch the floor, foot to the floor. And then drop back, warrior two. Continuous breath, fluid motions. Empty your lungs. This inner yoga, this inner expansive breath opens the body, calms the nervous system. Triangle pose. The way you move is more important than what you move into. It's the way you approach it, the way you exist in it. This is the yoga. And the knees, you're going to swoop that back arm forward, chair pose. Inhale up. Hands to the heart. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, over crescent. You're pushing down the high ledge. Inhale up, other side. Exhale over with that top hand, like you're pushing down the high ledge. Inhale, open. Take both arms out and step your feet into slightly turned out so the toes are off the edge of the mat. As you bend your knees, open, like you imagine there's like a big rainbow, palm to palm. You're just opening that rainbow, opening your chest. And one teacher said, imagine it's like a book. Your chest was the book spine. As you opened your chest, opened your arms, it's like the opening up the sides of the book. Breathe here as you feel those shoulder blades moving in and behind your spine. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Let's go ahead and make those outer feet parallel. Exhale, bow. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. Go ahead, walk your hands over towards your right side. Shift into your right foot and swoop that left leg up high and back, standing splits or open hip standing splits. And then bring that leg back down. Let's walk the hands the other direction. Swoop, plant down to your left foot, swoop that right foot high and back. Plant it down. Let's go back one more time, the first side. Root down through the right leg, swoop up the left. Exhale down. One more time, other side. Swoop up. Good, back down. You can walk or jump back. Downward dog. Inhale into a plank. And touch your left knee down, and then go back to plank. Right knee down, and then back to plank. Left knee down, back to plank. Right knee down, back to plank. One more time, left and right. Good, turn your feet, turn both feet to the left, open up, left arm, side plank. Keep flowing. Left hand down, turn the feet over to the right, both right arm up, side plank. Back down. Push back, downward dog. Come down to kneeling and rest in child's pose. Catch your breath, but keep the breath long, fluid, and slow. Come back up. Tabletop. Walk your hands back into a squat pose. And inhale, rise up. Good. Take your arms and walk to the front of your mat in an A-shaped diagonal. And you're going to pull slowly back, spreading the fingers and palms. Pull slowly back. Trying to keep the left and right side balanced here. On the exhale, you draw back even more. Good. Step the left foot forward. Step the right leg back into warrior one and keep drawing back. As you draw your arms back, firm up your belly muscles. Because if you don't firm up the belly muscles, the ribs will pop forward. You kind of lose the deepening of the stretch across the chest, and it's a little bit out of integrity. You're kind of sometimes can overextend in the spine. Keep the core strong. You can open and focus on opening the chest here. Good. Turn and reach forward with your left hand as far as you can. And just hold this pose. This will stimulate the muscles on the side body here. Breathe. And let's turn back into that warrior one. Hold the arms back just like we did. Same exact pose. One more time. Reach forward like you're shaking hands, but they keep backing away from you. So that whole side body, the whole under left side there is firming up. Stabilizing over the left foot and thigh. Good. Let's swoop the arms forward and up. And bring it down to the heart. Focusing your mind. Noticing how one side feels compared to the other. I can still feel the remnants of that pose on my left side. Well, it's my right side, but it would be your left side. Okay, open the palms, A-shaped diagonal. Let's pull back. Mindful to firm up at the core so we don't jut forward, but we create resistance at the core to open the chest. That's good. And then we'll step the left leg back, warrior one. Keep the core firm. Okay, reach forward with the right hand. So you're out over that front thigh and foot. Holding the shape. Inhale back to that warrior one. Reach out over it. Back up. Last round. Good. Swoop it forward, step forward, inhale all the way up. Hands down by your sides. Excellent. Let's transition to our balancing portion of our class. If you're going to use the wall, maybe go and find a wall or a chair. I'm going to shift into your right foot. Plant down through the right leg and go ahead and take your left foot up into your version of tree. Once again, you'll turn the pinky edge down, thumb up, diagonal arms. Firm up the belly muscles. And do that same pressure back with the hands that we just did in the warrior one. A little bit harder here because you got less points of contact with the earth. So those ribs want to sway forward. Keep the core steady. You can open the chest here. And this time what you're going to do is you're going to turn your thumbs back just a little bit and you're going to follow your thumbs up. So you're actually starting to back bend a little bit here. Keep squeezing, sending those thumbs back. You'll feel those mid-back and upper back muscles start to fire. Depending on how far back you keep your hands will depend on how high you can take your arms. Some might get their arms to the height of the shoulder, the head, or even all the way up, but it should feel like there's muscular engagement the entire time. And release it down. Great hold. Push down through the left foot. Let's go ahead and bring up the right. And this can be the pose, just working on balancing today. If you're ready, you're going to do the diagonal arms like we did in Warrior One, the same action to start. Firming up the core as you pull the palms back. And this time you're going to tilt the thumbs back a little bit further. And you're going to follow it. You're drawing an ellipse shape, an ovular curve. Opening the chest as you rise the arms slightly. Until you find that edge where there's that little bit of that, almost like a dull tone, a dull ache even. You can feel the muscles are active. You're not hurting anything. You're just, those muscles sort of in that range where there's strength involved, but you're also in a mobility. And you want to hold that, support that. The muscles will release when you stay at that edge, and you'll be able to go a little further, but you have to move slow like we've been moving today to get this kind of appreciation. Good, release it down. Awesome. Let's put our left hand on our head and just let it hang here. Find the neck stretch that works for you. Let's go the other direction. And come back up. Step the left knee over the right knee and kind of squeeze the knees towards each other. You keep the leg bent. Same thing, diagonal arms. Firm up the belly muscles. Turn the thumb back, and same thing, if you're drawing a big old ovular shape with your arms, it might just be a crescent. You might not get your arms up over your head. That's fine. I'm not. You kind of work that end range, the back motion. That's to open the chest and tone the upper and mid back area. Now you really want to challenge yourself. You're going to look up slightly and trace half of the rainbow with your eyes to try to look at your right hand. Woo. And then same thing, trace the other rainbow, try to look at the left hand. And come out of the pose. Awesome. Last round. Left leg down, right knee on top, give a little squeeze. Diagonal arms, we're going to keep our belly muscles firm, stable, as we pull back with the hands and rise. Building that back musculature to help open the chest. You find that end range that works for your body today. You can just hang there, or you're going to slowly look up and trace a rainbow crescent over to the left, and then a rainbow crescent to the other side. Good. Inhale, come back up, arms up, hands to the heart. Excellent work. Step the feet out. You're going to turn the toes out just slightly. You're going to hang the head and hang the shoulders, almost like a rag doll. Let's exist in the ragdoll state for a moment, passively countering all that back strengthening and chest opening we've done. Now you want to feel like the arms are falling out of the shoulders, like your hands were like rope knots, and those rope knots were just hanging. The arms were like the ropes. Give it a little more rounding in your back. Releasing. Keep rounding like you're going to have your knuckles drop to the floor. You start to bend your knees until your fingernails and then your knuckles come to the earth. Releasing the back of the wrist into a squat. And the back of our hand is down, palm is up. Good. Come down to kneeling. Practice our kneeling posture. We'll put the knees close. You sit between the heels, or put a prop between the heels and sit on the prop. Rest the palms face up in your lap. Let your forehead be a little bit heavy. And practice breathing deep into the back of your ribs. Down the back sides, down the back ribs. Gently twist. You can put your right hand on your low back. Left hand crosses. A little twist here. Let's twist the other direction. Back to center. And roll forward, hands on the mat. Keep your hips low as they were, and see how low the head can get. Releasing the spine. Good. Press down with the legs. Remove the prop. And let's sit back on our sit bones. Go ahead and take the legs out wide. Rest your hands on your shins. Heels, let the heels be heavy in the earth. Sit bones and heels are 4 even points. And you're just going to hang your spine. We're shifting the energy, but yoga is about developing the inner sense. And so first we do a lot of breathing and moving to just feel our body more. Get out of our thinking mind, feel our body. And then once we've had this felt body experience, a lot of consistent breathing, you turn and look for this inner sense. What does that mean, an inner sense? It's not your ears, your eyes, those are outer senses, your nose. What's an inner sense? And they say that this is your sense of you. This is your sense of me. So as you just hang here in this pose, you look for this inner sense, and they tell us that, hey, if you find this inner sense, if you figure it out, it's really peaceful. You like being sensitive to you. And so when you take a shape like this humble, head-hanging, passive shape, you give yourself time and space to look for the inner sense. Inhale, come back up. Pull that left foot into the thigh. You can keep the left hand on the knee and slide the right hand down. It doesn't matter where it gets to. It might get to the toe, the ankle, the calf, the shin or the knee. That's fine. So you can get the elbow down too. Just tip to the side. Passively sinking into the pose. Turning your awareness towards an inner sense. Inhale, roll back up. We're going to put out the left leg, pulling the right. Right hand on the knee, and slide the left hand down any distance. Try to keep the elbow on the leg as well. And drape passively, dwelling in the inner sense. You did good work. You did plenty of active poses. Let the passive poses work for you. Inhale, come back up. Good job. Slowly lower down now onto our back. We just pull the behind the left knee, just pull that into the body. The way the arms kind of up that thigh, rest on the belly. Don't pull. You pull with your arms, that'll tone or tension the chest muscles. You want to keep that nice and relaxed still, like we've done all class. Let's change sides. Go ahead and pull the right behind the right knee. Just rest it. Let the weight of the arms kind of draw it down towards the body. Good. Place the soles of the feet together. Let them fall open. Passive resting. Still plenty of things happening for the body. Plenty of stretching, plenty of mobility. Getting some strengthening here. Even in these passive poses. You're going to let the body do its own work here. You'll just move on to looking for this inner sense. It's a feeling. Feeling of you. Bring the knees up. Stretch the legs out for a second. Go ahead and find a block or 2 blocks. And then we're going to do a little inversion here with the hips up. 1 block height or 2 block heights. And you're going to bring the legs up into the air. And sink down so that with the hips up high enough, the back of the shoulders and the back of the skull will be rooted. Just release some tension there. We did so much strengthening in that area today. So a little counter pose happened. Focus on a long, slow breath. Or again, just resting quietly in your inner sense. It's already there. It's already there. It exists. You just have to give less attention to the outer senses. If you're struggling to remain calm in your inner sense, sometimes it can help to just count the breaths. Slowly coming back down. So you're all the way down. Go ahead and extend out your limbs. Or if there's one final pose you want to take before you extend out your limbs for Shavasana, go ahead. And then rest. Slowly stretch your body, roll to your side, and take a seat. Thanks for practicing. Namaste.